Hi everyone, happy birthday Coach Lucy. Coach Lucy has asked me to come on and give some tips on makeup that you can do at home ready for the virtual party. So let's get started. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with my base. I'm going to give you a little rundown of how to do a smoky eye without very many products and different ways to wear a red lip. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm sure Lucy will share my contact details. If anyone wants to get in touch, then please do so. So I'm going to start using my Dewar Face and Body Primer. I'm taking a little double-ended brush by Tropic Skincare and dipping the square side into the primer and just brushing that over my face. So I want to keep the primer in the areas that I have enlarged pores, which is in the T-zone. So of course down the middle of my face. So it's in the nose, the forehead and the chin. And this is an absolutely beautiful primer. It is so soft, it's really silky. And of course you can use it down the body as well if you are applying a little bit of body makeup. So I'm just going to apply that really quickly. It has a gorgeous smell as well. Now, moving on, using the same side of that brush, so this is a double-ended, but the square side is for liquid and the rounded side is for powder. So using the same side, I'm going to take a little bit of my favourite foundation, which is NARS, and so that is the Sheer Glow foundation. I use the shade Fiji, but of course everybody would be different. I'm going to dip a little bit of the square side of the brush into the makeup, and then I'm just going to directly apply that on my face. Rule of thumb is that you are supposed to start from the middle of your face and spread outward, because this is where the main coverage should be. However, I always prefer just applying it here rather than directly on my nose, because I find that when you put full-on product on your nose, it can have a tendency of caking or looking a wee bit too much, sometimes a little bit of flaking. So I prefer where I did, applying it just sort of at the top of the cheekbone and then spreading it from there. So you can see this foundation spreads really quickly and really easily. So I've hardly applied anything yet. I'm getting all the way around my face right now. So I'm going with the direction of my hair right now, which is downwards, but once I've applied right round the skin and I'm quite happy with the coverage, I'm then going to take the brush and apply up, going contrasting with the natural hair flow. That's really to buff it in the skin so there's no lines, there's no streaks, and it just looks like a second skin. Okay, so I've gone ahead on this eye and applied my NARS Radiant Cream Foundation, Concealer in Custard. So I'm going to just do this eye with the camera. So I'm just applying some dots around the eye area. Now this is really similar to the foundation shade. I haven't gone overly lighter. Not that it's preference, but it's my pet peeve to see people with real white eyes, very sort of panda eye look, and it's also very obvious when you take a photo. So I like to match people as much as I possibly can with their skin tone. However, a little shade lighter is ideal, but not ridiculous. So I find that Custard is the perfect match for this foundation. So I'm using the same foundation brush and I'm just patting that and brushing from under the eye area, as you can see. Now I'm going to move on to brows. So just to show you, I've got this amazing handy little tool called a cocoon. So you just slip all your products under and I just have it all in one. So how handy is that? So it's absolutely great to store all makeup. So I'm taking a little bit of a Tropic shade called Carob for my brows, and I'm actually going to use that for my eyeshadow as well in a little bit. I'm taking a slanted brush. This is actually a MAC 266 brush, and I'm going to use the lower end of my brows, so the lower side, as a guide for where I want my brows to begin and end. So the rule of thumb, now I was taught this in beauty school about a million years ago, that your eyebrows, and it kind of is a classic rule though, if you don't follow trends, your eyebrows should start where the corner of this nose hits the corner of your eye. So that is where your brow should start, and it should finish from this corner to this corner. So that's where the brows should end. The archway should go directly through the pupil and the corner of the nose. So that has always been the rule that I have followed. I do feel trends come and go with brows, and if you're always sort of classic, then you can't go wrong, in my opinion. I'm not one for following trends. I am a great believer in just helping people look and feel great and be a more confident, embellished version of themselves. So you can see from one eyebrow, it's not a huge, you know, scouse brow or big fluffy brow or anything dramatic, but the difference to my face, this side looks brighter. Can you see my eyelashes look darker already? And it's like an instant eye lift. So it's something that's really important for everybody. So doing that on the other side. As you can see, I'm painting pretty much a straight line from under the brow, and then where that's going to meet the little tail, I'm happy to do a straight line also. But after that, I want to do little dashes of hair. I don't want a really strict heavy line. I know the trend, as we were talking about trends, I know the trend is to have quite a square brow just now, where people are pretty much drawing 2 lines under there and filling them in, but it is not my style and it's not my preference. So using the little brushes I have been doing, I'm going through the brows, just adding extra hair and giving them a more defined look. I'm happy then to turn my brush to the side and puff them up slightly at the corner here. Okay, and in my opinion that is brows done, and I'm now going to move on to eyes. Okay, so starting with a black eyeliner, this is just a silk gel liner by Tropic in black. I'm going to coat the inner waterline of my eye, so I'm actually going to put that in my eye as carefully as possible. This is easier to do to yourself than somebody else, I'll tell you that. And I'm coating the lower lash line. Okay, I'm then going to put the pencil in the very corner here, and I'm actually, with close my eye, going to coat the upper lash line. Okay, I think that may be foreign to some people. If you're not 100% confident or comfortable doing that, you can actually take the eyelid and just slightly pop it out. So being gentle as possible, but you want to get this lash line under the eyelashes. So this is not worrying about, you know, a fleck or what sort of shape you're going to do the eyes. This is actually working with your natural lash line underneath the lash, and by putting some black in there, certainly up at the top, that makes the eyelashes look fuller. Like, I have no mascara on that yet, and you can see the eyelashes look darker, and because I filled in there, it just looks a lot fuller and more made up. So I'm going to do that on the other side. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is using the Carob eyeshadow / eyebrow powder that I've already used in my brows. I'm going to take that with a small detailing brush, so just a little compacted brush, and I'm going to dip that into that powder and apply it over where I have applied the silk gel liner, because I want to set that liner under the eyes but also give this like smoky appearance. The next step I do, I'm going to show you how to do the smoky eye using just 3 products. So it's really great if you don't have numerous eyeshadows at home and loads of different colours. Most people have these products, so let's see. Okay, so what I'm now going to do is take a concealer of any shade. This is one I never really use. This is the Illuma concealer by Tropic and Latte. It's far too light. One of those really, really light concealers that works if you're very, very pale. So I'm going to take a small amount of that on the back of my hand, and I'm actually going to take the silk gel liner that we've done the eyeliner with in black, and I'm just going to, beside the concealer, draw on my hand. So what I want to do is build up a good wee bit of this eyeliner, and I'm going to mix it with the concealer to create a paste. So I'm going in with a concealer brush, a packed concealer brush. So this is one by P. Louise, and I'm going to take a little bit of both product, now a very minor amount, but what I want to do is build up very slowly a little bit of a black paste. Okay. Once I'm happy with that texture and consistency, I think I am, I'm going to apply directly to my eyelid. So you can see I'm tapping that on as opposed to brushing. And I'm just putting it over my eyelid. I'm not going to take it too much higher or too much further out, just over my eyelid and just over the top for now. I'll maybe dip into my hand a little bit more. And with that paste all over the eyelid. I'm going to stop. I will do the other eye and get back to you now. Okay, so I've done that on the other side, and as you can see, it's just created a very fine light paste of black, but it's muted the black, so it's not quite as strong. I'm going to take a fluffy brush now, so more of a blending brush. This again is the Tropic brush that I used the more compact side earlier. It's the EB3 eyeshadow brush. Going back into the Carob eyeshadow that we've used on the brows and we've used under the eye, I'm going to take the brush and I'm actually going to pat that the powder on top of the paste that we have used. So I'm building up some colour, but this is a dark brown. This is not a black. So I'm just going to take that over the top of what we've done, as I said, and I'm actually going to take it just a little bit higher to give this smoky appearance. I love a smoky eye, especially for a night out or a night in these days. And yeah, it kind of goes with every outfit, but you can be there for hours trying different shades, where to put a lighter shade, a darker shade, etc, etc. But with this little technique, it's easy peasy. So I want to blend that up in a little moment, but what I want to show you is you never go past. So I work with my lower lash line, so everyone's eye is different. Using your lower lash line, I can see the natural curve of my eye. If I was to draw an invisible pencil here to my eyebrow, you can see the shape. I don't want to bring eyeshadow lower than that because I want the eye to be lifted. So I'm going to dust off the brush so there's pretty much nothing left on that, and I'm going to just dust that all over the shadow, the remaining shadow, to bring it out, but follow that line that I've just shown you. Okay, I don't want to take too long over that. So with this brush, it's probably got a little bit of eyeshadow left on it, but what I want to do now is dip into a fixing powder, and I will show you that in a moment. But I want to then just put that around the edges to soften that smoky eye. Okay, so I'm going to do that the other eye. Okay, I've done the other eye, and now what I want to do is, using the other side of that brush again, I've cleaned off any darkness, and I actually want to dip into a highlighter. So this is one called Moonlight by Tropic Skincare. So I'm going to put that right in here at the tear duct because I just want that to shine off the light and make me look wide awake in there. It may be hard to see in the camera, but it's absolutely beautiful. I love that highlighter. The other thing you could do if you weren't happy with just having the pure sort of smoke eye, you can take with your finger. You're always better if you're going to do something with a shimmer, and dipping into a highlighter or a shimmery eyeshadow, and you can actually just place that in the center of the eye to give a little bit of impact. So do you see the difference? You may have just preferred that sort of softer smoke, or you might like the drama of that. So we've gone for the drama now, so we may as well do that the other side. Hopefully evened up. And I'll just take a little bit, I'll just take the brush, clean that off so there's nothing in it, and I'll just pat that around. I don't like just product sitting so harsh without any sort of softened lines. Okay, next for mascara. Okay, so I've gone ahead and curled these eyelashes and applied some mascara, and now I'll do this side. The eyelash curlers that I use are from the Vintage Cosmetic Company, sorry. I like to get right in as close to the root as possible, holding it there for a few moments, and then I like to vibrate the brush, so just pushing up and down ever so gently, all the way up my eyelashes. I kind of stop again. If you can see, I'm kind of bringing this out to a curl, and then I hold it again at the end for a few seconds before releasing. So like when you're curling your hair, you don't just wing it through, hope there's a curl. You hold the tongs for a few moments just to let that curl set. So do the same with your lashes. The mascara I'm using is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So with the brush, I like to try and manipulate my lashes. So in the middle, I like to apply the mascara directly straight. And at the end, I like to move my brush slightly so that I'm bringing the lashes out to the side. Same at the very inner corner, I almost like to bring that towards my nose. So that it gives this perfect wide-eyed lash look. And a little bit at the bottom. I love that mascara. I think it's absolutely brilliant. At this stage, if you're a lash lover, then get the eyelashes on, go ahead. But I'm happy with how it is. And I'm now going to move on to cheeks and lips. So using the Tropic contouring powder in Sahara, I've gone ahead and contoured this side of my face. So using the double-ended brush by Tropic again, but the rounded end for powder, I'm dipping into the Sahara and I applied it under my cheekbone, around the forehead, and a little bit down the nose and under the jaw. So you actually want to put it in the hollow of the cheek so that the cheekbones stand out, as we know, but also anywhere that a shadow naturally hits your face. So look at yourself, look in the mirror, see where the light hits, where is shadowed, where would you like to contour. Every face shape is different. With me, I'm certainly a person that needs it under the jawline, trying to give me sculpture to the face, but I have a larger forehead, so I need it just around this area here. You may not, you may have a smaller forehead. So we want to put that round here, and as you can see, I'm sort of patting as I am, more dabbing than I am brushing, so I just want it to be very precise. And I almost want to bring that right up into the hairline, under the jaw here, just slightly. And I don't know if you can see in this ear, but my ear. So I have a major pet peeve of people having big white ears after doing a lovely, beautiful makeup face, and they're on and out, but you can see makeup-free, shiny ears. It's a giveaway, total giveaway of like what your natural colour is, especially if you're wearing fake tan. So yeah, under the jawline here, and just naturally blended around the cheeks. Other area I like to do it because my nose is longer, I would love a smaller nose. I take a little bit of a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and using the corner of my brow as a guide, I'm just gently bringing that down my nose and here at the end, but not heavy. I don't love this sort of heavy contoured look. Take that brush away most of the product, and then blend it all in so it's not as obvious. Okay, now for lips, and I actually wanted to show you a few different techniques that you can do with a bold lip. So I love a red. I particularly like this one called Pomegranate Punch by Tropic because it's not a true red like my top. It's more of a burgundy, warmer red that tends to suit more people than something really cold like a poppy sort of colour. So this colour I love, but applying it directly on my lips may be too strong for some people. So what you could do is using a little bit of a gloss. This is the Tropic Lip Fudge in Rosewood, so it's actually a very skin colour look, if you can see. So if I apply the lip gloss first, and always apply to your bottom lip and blend that first rather than applying from the top at the top. What I can then do is take a little bit of the lip product on my finger and tap that over the lips. Okay, so that may be enough for you. However, I'll do another look to show you. Okay, so I've removed everything from my lip, and the other technique that you can do is taking the lipstick first with your finger and applying a small amount of that. And then applying the gloss on top. That gives a totally different look. Okay, fourth technique is using the actual lipstick and the applicator. Applying directly to the lips using a lip pencil. So this one is a Tropic one in bold, so it's more red than this. I'm going to apply from around here. So, sorry, I can't talk while I'm doing that. So I've applied the lipstick first and then put some lip liner on. And I'm using my finger, but I've got a tissue at the ready. I'm just going to pat that and remove any there. Okay, so a stronger look again. Okay, what I'm now going to do is actually just pat a little bit of the highlighting powder that we applied as the focus on the eyes. I'm actually going to make it the focus of the lips as well. So a tiny bit of that powder just in the middle of the lips, and that just gives that fuller finish. You may have noticed as well that I haven't actually applied any blusher yet. I get asked all the time when I'm wearing red lips, what blusher should I use? Peachy, pinky, nobody knows. And I always say, just use the lipstick. Why not just take a little bit, now a tiny bit of the product between your fingers, warm it up, take what's left on the ring finger and directly apply it to the cheek area. So this should just be the apple of the cheek. If you remember, we've already done the contour, so our bronzer is there. But this is just giving a little bit of the flush look, but you cannot go wrong because we have matched it perfectly with our lips because it is the same colour. Okay, so next step is to set and highlight. So using our little brush again, I haven't set this makeup, don't forget, so we have very little powder on. All that we have on is the contouring powder. However, everywhere else is still very smooth. It's still quite liquidy. So you can take the square side of your brush again and just pat around the eye area for anywhere that's fallen. Although because we created the black paste, the eyeshadow stuck to that, so nothing is fallen. But if we pat around to make sure everywhere's perfect and nowhere's creased and we're happy, or we're happy with the finished look, then go back to the fluffy side, brush it off, make sure that it's clean, and dip it into the Tropic fixing powder. So it's just a clear powder, it won't give any colour or coverage, and I just want to knock that off and I want to pat it on the skin. So I don't want to take it all over. I certainly just get a little bit shiny in the T-zone. So I make sure that I want around here where makeup tends to crease, under the eyes, and certainly the chin as well. But I'm not too bothered about getting that fixing powder right around the whole face. Maybe do a wee bit here. Keep that area nice and bright because we contoured just above that. So although we don't want a definite line, we contoured for a reason. So really that's the makeup fix, that's it set in stone, so it should sit all night. And then taking that little powder brush again, I'm going to go into the Moonshine highlighter. So that's where I put on the inner corner of the eye, on top of the eye, and onto the lip now. And I'm just going to dust a little bit into that, and I'm going to knock it off the cheekbone. So I want it to be around here, a little bit higher than where the blusher is, but not right under the eye. Okay, and then I'll take the brush and I want a little bit down the center of the nose. So if you remember, we contoured either side, but down the middle, nothing. I do like a little bit at the end of my nose, and I like a little bit there at the Cupid's bow in here. Okay, so that is pretty much my finished look. So check in the mirror, make sure you're happy, and then if you have at home any fixing spray, then that's really just like hairspray for the face. So just a small amount of fixing spray. Take down the hair and we are ready to virtually party. With your makeup, whenever you are doing an online video call, even for work, makeup actually, flash photography, bright lights, using your phone absorbs 40% of your makeup. So you are always better to go a wee bit stronger. And while you're in the house, experiment, play, who cares? It's only makeup, remove it. But go a wee bit heavier than what you think you should do, because on a camera and whenever you're video calling your friends, it will look a lot less. So I hope you enjoyed those tips. I hope you got some tips, and yeah, I hope to actually see you all soon. I'm missing everybody, and enjoy the party.